I was never really a runner. The way I see running is a gift, especially when you have stage 4 cancer. I'm Anne. I'm running the Boston Marathon, presented by Bank of America. I run for Dana-Farber Cancer Institute to give people like me a chance to thrive in life, even with cancer.
Join Bank of America in helping Anne's cause. Give if you can at BofA.com/supportAnne. What would you like the power to do? References to charitable organizations is not an endorsement by Bank of America Corporation. Copyright 2025.
Hi, and welcome to the 10-Minute Food Truck Training Podcast. My name is Bill Moore. I am a food truck business trainer, author of Food Truck 101 Beginner to Winner, and the recently released book Food Truck 201 Get Off the Truck. This podcast is all about helping you start and grow your food truck business. Today I want to ask you a question. Who do you charge? I see folks asking about charging a quote-unquote setup fee when they're invited to go to a business. Now, I always have to clarify, are you selling to the public at large or are you selling just to the business employees? This makes a huge difference on who should be paying and what they should be paying. If the business is paying for everyone, as in the boss pay for 50 meals and is going to give you a check to cover 50 meals, that's called a catering, because you're not selling individual meals to individual people and collecting individual payments. You're selling your food in bulk to one person and they're paying for all the food, and you may be distributing it to individuals, but there's only a single payer. That's a catering. If there's not a single payer, then you're not catering. And you become responsible to generate your own sales and collect money from all the guests that come to your food truck. So there is a distinct difference. People call everything an event. Everything is not an event. Everything is not a catering unless it has a single payor. So understand what you're getting yourself into and then use the right nomenclature so people can help you to get better at what you're doing. But that's not the point of this podcast. So in a situation where you're invited to go to a big business, say like Amazon, your food truck has been granted access to hundreds of employees and maybe even thousands of employees. The business invitation is a ticket to easy sales, and yet so many food truckers are worried about attempting to charge a setup fee. Well, let me ask you this. When you go out on a normal day, who do you charge a setup fee to? Say you go to the park, you go to Central Park. You go to a random empty parking lot, or you go to a parking lot that has a bunch of other businesses, or you go just to a random street corner and park on the street. Who's paying the setup fee? Think back to when you very first opened your business and you were looking for that perfect spot so you can make a whole bunch of money. Your biggest worry was, are they going to charge me to set up here? I want to be able to set up for free. I don't want to have to pay money not knowing if it's a good site or not. Now, once you get a little bit of a following and people start offering you a free place to set up, you want to insult them by charging them a setup fee. A fee for you opening your business. How dumb does that sound? Please don't start with the gasoline prices and everything else is going so expensive and any other excuse you want to toss in. They are just that. They're excuses. The second you first dreamed about starting a food truck, those same problems existed and they'll continue to exist until you quit the business. The only thing that changes is the amount of those expenses. Remember, you used to be happy to find a piece of property that the owner didn't want to charge you a daily rent. After all, you're using their property, their marketing reach, their customer base to your benefit. You're exposing their business to additional insurance risk from increased foot traffic. Increased foot traffic means there's more exposure on that business to slip and fall accidents. Yes, your insurance could cover a slip and fall if it's near enough to your truck, but what about the ones that are far away, but they were walking towards your food truck? And if you weren't there, they wouldn't have been walking where they were walking. Insurance is a numbers game, and one of those numbers for a retail business is called footfall activity, and it's divided by the revenue. Your presence on their property increases footfall activity, and therefore it increases the potential for an accident. After all, one of the bragging points for a food truck is bringing more people to a business, right? You know what food trucks always say? They puff their chest out and say, yeah, we bring people. So you're increasing their exposure to an accident, but you want to slap them in the face and say, I want a setup fee. Arrogant food truck owners often cite how much additional traffic they pretend their food truck's going to bring to a business. They use that as a justification for a setup fee or getting free rent. I would be a millionaire if I got $1 for every time a food truck owner said to me, They need us. We bring them more business. If I invited a food truck to my business and the food truck owner then asked for a setup fee or a minimum, I would tell them, oh, I forgot to mention the rental fee for my property. And I've said that before. There are certain parts of the country you cannot get a piece of property for free because there's so many people knocking at their door. Hey, can I set up on your lot? Hey, can I set up on your lot? Hey, can I set up on your lot? All those people are willing to pay rent. You know why? Because they're counting on that business to give them sales. If a business is inviting your food truck, they are assuming you're going to bring them additional customers. Now, if you ask them for a minimum or a quote unquote setup fee, you're admitting you're not bringing anything to the table. You're admitting, I can't bring you any additional customers, dude. I'm so worried that I won't make any money sitting there. You need to pay me. Does that not sound like a really weak negotiating point? Most food truckers go someplace and they are hoping to cannibalize whatever customers that other business has because they know they're not bringing their own. And when you cannibalize the customers from another business, you're usurping and depending upon their marketing dollars. Remember, that business is going to be there tomorrow when your truck is somewhere else trying to find another place to sit in front of and charge some pretend setup fee. I know some truckers are getting minimums, and I just cringe. Saying to a business owner, I need $1,000 minimum is another way of saying, I really don't have a following. I'll be dependent upon the people you're bringing to your business. Oh, and I won't be paying you for the marketing for my truck, but please market my food truck for me. So think about that. Business owner says, hey, dude, I got a place for you to park next week. I'd love to have y'all out here. And you say, yep, need $1,000 minimum. I ain't going nowhere unless you pay me $1,000. I have no following. People don't come to me. I have to depend upon your customers. But I want you to talk about my food truck in your business so people will come outside and eat my food. And I want to charge you $1,000 for that privilege. Please. It's the same with a setup fee. All that means is you have zero clue how to price your menu to account for your own expenses. Seriously, there are over 600,000 restaurants in the United States, and not one of them charges a guest a setup fee. All those expenses are covered by what? The menu pricing. But you gotta know how to price your menu. A setup fee is just another way of saying, I have no clue how to price my food, so I'm going to gouge you with fees until you say no more. So I got a setup fee, I got a minimum fee. I mean, come on. It's kind of like all the stupid fees that are on a new car. No one likes paying those fees, but because we get financed, we really don't care about those fees. Who cares? Destination fee. Who cares? Who cares about that pinstriping fee? Who cares about that undercoating fee? Car should have already had those things on it to begin with, but we don't care that they're adding on all those additional fees. The dealer prep. Well, hello. Either sell me a dirty car or include it in the price. All of those fees, no one likes paying them. But hey, if we can get 7 years of payments, we don't care. Price your menu to make money. Include all the expenses and quit trying to get one over on the other businesses because they're going to get wise. Many businesses look at a food truck as a way to attract more customers from the food truck. Many food truck owners look at a business as a way to make easy money from the customers of that business. Now think about that. You're both depending upon each other to bring customers. That's like one leech trying to suck on another leech. You're both going to die. Thank you guys so much for listening to the 10-Minute Food Truck Training Podcast. If you're finding all the information helpful to your food truck business, please become a monthly supporter of the podcast. Just hit the support button or follow the link in the description. Every little bit does help keep us going. Join our Facebook group. It's called Food Truck Training. We have a whole bunch of awesome members at all different levels, from brand new beginners to decades-old veterans. They've all got your back when it comes to helping you with your food truck. And again, thank you for listening. Come back tomorrow. I still have plenty more to say when it comes to helping you and your food truck business grow.